Hey man, I don't be understanding, man, why niggas looking in your face, man, chill with you, kick it with you, smoke with you, drink with you, get money with you, but still be a hoe nigga, man. Still talk behind a nigga back, man. Pillow talking to these hoes, man. Saw the nigga game for real, man. What? These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me. What? These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me. Look, fuck all these niggas with that hating shit. I'm by my money, nigga talking ain't gon' pay the rent. I'm in the trap with 2 for 10s and a loaded stick. Look in my eye, dog, I tell you like them been a trip. Yeah, fat boy body moolah, come and see, ho. Fat nigga chasing cash, shaking shady hoes. I hang with niggas who get money. Who these niggas you with? Just know we all ain't broke, boy, get killed by this shit. A real nigga head to toe, I was born hard. Young nigga from the jungle, I came out with scars. Now I post up with gangsters and tall cars. Oh Lord, tell me why these niggas so fraud. Praying on my downfall, full of bitch ways. Same nigga hit my phone when it's rent late. Same nigga got my banger when them suckers came. Pillow talking, hoe capping, what a damn shame. Dirty game, tell me why. These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me. Why? These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me.
No pill, man, but I've been Xing out a lot of people. I don't trust these hoe ass niggas far as I can see them. I don't put nothing past a bitch like a wide receiver. She acting like she a virgin, I'm acting like I believe it. My nigga told me he was trustworthy, then beat me out my bread soon as I turn my head. What goes around comes around his head. These niggas always bit the hand they fed. Say, that cold cell gave me shoulder chills. Lost my mind and my social skills, working fields gone. Told myself I'm coming home from prison and getting a real job. Then they let the gates open, now I'm about to break open. Audi R8 with the ankle swollen. Ballin' like I hoop a lot, bars lock, Ruger cop. Who gon' try the squad? I dress him out in the suit and tie. Let them shooters pull up at your front door like a Uber driver. Why, nigga?
These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me. Why? These niggas talking down. These niggas, they hate on me. My own niggas hate on me. Why? Let me get a mic check. 1 2 1 2. Whoever the fuck is out there. Let me get a mic check. I'm thinking it's crispy and golden, but I need a mic check. Anybody out there? God damn it. We didn't get the chance to. Hopefully, this shit's coming through clear as a motherfucking crystal. If not, I X this bitch out. We'll do it all over again another day. But for right now, we're going to assume that it's clear. Everything is looking good on my end. Much love to everybody out there. You know, we are here for a good time, not a long time, but if need be, we will spend some time. Right? So, normally, I would get on here and be saying a bunch of, you know, start to freestyle. You know, I've started to, you know, finally get my shit structured up. You know what I'm saying? I have to get it structured up. Number one, so I can stay focused, because I can tend to kind of veer off. And I still veer off from time to time, depending on where my mind goes. But today's topic is the siege on truth. The siege on truth. The siege on truth. Now, for those who care, I do have a definition of siege. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to do this shit the right way. I'm going to try to put some pimping on this shit the best way possible. I'm going to try to make sure that you leave here with something that you can put in your motherfucking meat pocket. You know what I'm saying? And go spill it somewhere else and do whatever you want with it. You know, this is just how I see some things in society through my two eyes. You feel what I'm saying? Let me pull this up real quick. Well, hold on. I need to go split screen like golden now on this shit. There we go. So already, shout out to you. All right, so lately, as I've been watching a lot of media, I think we are oversaturated with media. It was a point of time where media was cut the fuck off. You know, I'm 34 years old, so I do remember when TV used to cut the fuck off. That shit used to go boop. You know what I'm talking about? So now that shit don't do that no motherfucking me more. So this shit is on a 24/7, 365, 366 on the leap year loop. And I do think one of the things that has been convoluted, in my opinion, is truth. Right? Truth has been it's been distorted in many ways, especially when you start creating content, when you start getting to the content game, and for those who are consumers of content, like we all are. You know, I really want to take the people out of this mindset. I don't want I don't want, how can I say this? I don't want people to feel like just because they don't necessarily create a video that they're not creating content, right? Technically, now I'm being very technical. If you post anything on any social media site or anything like that, technically, you are a content creator. So whether you are just majority of subscribe and you just consume content, if you have Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, at a point in your life, excuse me, you have been a content creator. So this is very important for you as well. And for those who watch content with a third eye, you feel what I'm saying? In my opinion, truth is constantly under siege. You know, the phrase itself, I was watching Under Siege with goddamn Steven Seagal. He was in that bit, you know, getting to it. But because I watch a lot of content and I create content and I have a certain perspective of, you know, content, I do believe that that phrase in itself, the siege on truth, it captures a deep, unsettling
um, unsettling reality in modern society, where the information is frequently distorted, fabricated, or manipulated, and it reflects the tension between um, objective reality and subjective perception. And that's a struggle that plays out in multiple areas of life, from media to politics to even personal relationships. Yeah, hey, hey, Steven Seagal, he got one job. He, you know what I'm saying? Like he really, I think Jason Statham might get to him. You know what I'm saying? But even in today's world, where the rapid spread of information via digital platforms and social media has made it easier to influence the public opinion. And when you do that, truth becomes more vulnerable to distortion. You might, of course, we know who's in office right now. We know the fake news, quote unquote, but misinformation and propaganda are both tools used by various governments, corporations, influencers, and even the individuals to shape narratives. Right? I think it was 19 Keys. I watched this shit. Watched some of his shit. He was talking about like narrative warfare. Think about this shit happening with um Shadur Sanders, right? It's narrative warfare. It's this story and it's that story. And I heard from these people that this, you know what I'm saying? And it shapes narratives that may serve whoever shaping those narratives, it serves their best interests for business rather than just do it for facts. You know, um, the sheer volume of conflicting messages, it makes it more difficult for the people to discern the truth from falsehood. The same way we are living in this world now where we got the AI and shit like that. And you can take somebody's voice and, you know what I'm saying, and flip it and everything like that. So the worlds between the reality and the digital world are meshed. And at this point, it's going to keep going forward and forward. So, moreover, in the age of personalized algorithms, people are often only exposed to the information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs and reinforcing those fuck what they call them echo chambers where alternative perspectives are either dismissed or vilified. And this phenomenon makes it harder to find common ground and undermines a collective understanding, and a trust in facts. Now, because I'm doing what I'm doing and I love the hip hop culture so motherfucking much, when I set out to make this new page, Trill Pill Digital, I wanted to make it linear to hip hop and kind of put it through the lens of hip hop, right? Because we are hip hop. That's our culture. It's not on us, it's in us. It's something that we born with. You know what I'm saying? So in the realm of hip hop and pop culture, this dynamic kind of plays out with the manipulation of the artist's legacies and marketing of certain um, ideologies. We see it a lot right now with Mo3 and what's going on there, right? We see the people that were around Mo3 and these other artists once they pass, because they have no say so, the people around them can all of a sudden have an opinion that maybe nobody really cared about at first, but because that person is not there, they can kind of shape narratives and spin narratives, and it leaves it up to us to say, well, they lying or they telling the truth or they telling the truth and they lying. And in my opinion, um, from what I've been listening to, especially with the Mo3 shit, and it's close to home because I'm from Dallas, so I love my city, but from what I've been hearing around it, a lot of the lies, or I put it like this, a lot of the truths been in the lies. A lot of mixing and mashing that's going on. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of spinning that's going on, especially for the sake of content. What's up, Alicia B? How you doing, beautiful? So it's a lot of mixing and mashing within this content, but that's just one example of how that dynamic plays out. So it's the pressure to conform to an image or a narrative, whether it's for financial gain, social status, or some influence. And that often forces a version of the truth that suits those in power rather than those with the authentic voice of the individuals or the communities that is involved. And the siege on truth is also very personal in everyday life. Um, the individuals often struggle to present their true selves in a world that this world it rewards conformity or just certain truths, quote unquote. I don't think this world really values um the truth. It's kind of like a, how can I explain it? I got a video that I'm gonna play in a little bit. And it's Charleston White now, though. Although I think most of the time he full of shit, but he was talking about how the truth lies in the person that just believes the human being. Like if somebody likes this guy, if this guy is very popular, he can be saying a whole bunch of shit, but you got a guy over here who's not as popular. He might not have as many people behind him. The guy who has the most people are going to assume that he's automatically telling the truth because he has the most people, right? That's where we at in our society today. So, at this core, the siege on truth it challenges the foundation of trust, integrity, genuine understanding, and it forces us to question what we believe and why do we believe it. And Hood said, "Dang, I didn't know how you doing." Be well. I don't know who you are. I know Alicia B is a woman. I know for a fact she's a woman. She's a very beautiful woman. So I don't know what you are, Hood, at all. So, but in order to protect myself, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, it forces us to question what we believe, why we believe in, and whether we can ever fully have the access to the unvarnished truth in a world where competing means everything. Just because I have some type of leverage to reshape the truth because I have these people over here tucked away, and they're gonna believe anything I say. You know what I'm saying? It gives them leverage to kind of shape and mold the truth, right? And I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of it. You feel what I'm saying? So, let me get. I do have notes around this bitch. You already know. God damn it, niggas is prepared. Well, I mean, at least I am. I'm prepared around this bitch. So we got presentation around this hoe. We can definitely going back and using our goddamn PowerPoint skills around this bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Although these ain't PowerPoints. God damn it. This is what we have here. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, so I got three bullet points that took me a minute to kind of pinpoint them. I had to try to squeeze this shit down because I don't want a long live where people kind of get lost. And I think my last live was like 4 hours and 44 minutes long. And although that's cool, I think sometimes a niggas' attention spans don't expand. If I was doing some bullshit, then 4 hours and 44 minutes wouldn't be no problem. But because I was, whatever I was doing was, trying to put some pimping on this shit, whatever. But I did have Juice Box with me. Shout out to Juice Box. You know what I'm saying? She rocking out with me. And I appreciate her for that. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all that's here right now. I'm trying to make sure we clip this shit up under hour 30. Hopefully. Because I got some cabbage in there. I just made some bad ass cabbage. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we in here cooking. I just made some bad ass cabbage. Just got done. So I'm trying to get down on that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to get down to the motherfucking main. Anyway, shout out to cabbage. Part number 1. All right. So hold on. Let me go. Okay, here we go. So the media has been long considered the fourth estate, a crucial pillar of democracy designed to inform the public and hold the powerful accountable. But however, in today's world, the role of the media has drastically shifted from that of a watchdog to a purveyor of spectacle. The pressure to remain profitable, entertain, and capture audiences has led to a distortion of truth, making the media one of the primary forces involved in the siege on truth. Now, first thing is this: we all see, especially we right here in it. We right here in content land, YouTube, billions of people. We sitting off in the sector that all the time uses and bends truths for the sake of profit. You feel what I'm saying? I always like to compare this shit to, fast food and soul food. Because that fast food, you're gonna swoop in there, it's gonna get you hungry, but it ain't gonna make you feel like anything. It's gonna make, it's gonna run through you. A lot of processed shit. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of processed shit. Nothing that you can really take and bring to wherever you gotta go. It's kind of like you're just hungry right now, and that's how I kind of view society right now. Majority of this shit out here is just for entertainment. You'll continue to hear these niggas say this is just for entertainment. We are entertainers. All of a sudden, niggas start to be more entertainers than Cedric. Niggas just start to be entertaining. And like I said before, what that leads to is the truth being convoluted. I really believe the people who enjoy my content are very intelligent. So they'll be able to take something that I'm saying and do something with it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of this shit is not made for you to think. A lot of this shit is not made for you to do anything but to hold you here, right? Content world is at a fight for your mind and your attention. There's a reason why we've all have done it. We done sat and watched motherfucking circles and bubbles move for hours on top of hours because it's entertaining. Something about that bullshit is keeping us there. Now, it's something about us that likes the bullshit. Maybe we got time for the bullshit. Some of us don't have time for the bullshit, And sometimes, you just need to balance it. I truly believe you need to balance the bullshit, right? I mean, just because we are here off in the kingdom, when we all doing the kings and queens shit. Now, sometimes when it's time to wind down, we gonna need the goddamn court jesters and the bitches who gonna shake ass and the niggas who gonna do the goofy shit to bring their ass in for our entertainment. That's just how I view it. And then once we done with them, we get back to the real shit. But for the sake of content, right? In the age of digital media, the need for instant information and continuous engagement with audiences has escalated. It's skyrocketed around this bitch. We done seen young Casanet go from a little nigga in a little New York room, rats running across the back, to the biggest motherfucking superstar in the motherfucking world. You feel what I'm saying? That continuous engagement, that stream. Niggas been streamed. Some of these streamers stream all night long. You watch them sleep, fart, shit, all type of shit. And people be in the goddamn chat rooms You know, I don't know what keeps them there. I have no idea, but um, news organizations often up under up under the influence of corporate interests and advertisers. Everything's about advertisement now. When you get your Google shit, it's advertisement dollars, it's AdSense. You know, they don't give a fuck what you do. And that's the crazy thing about it. They don't give a fuck what you do, but the fact that you got people at that channel, we can put ads there. That's where it's at right now. They don't give a fuck if you on there. I done seen some of the most heinous shit. They don't give a fuck what you doing, what you talking about, unless you get too wild and crazy and show a titty or something. You know what I'm talking about? They just know that you got 1,000 people here, you got 500 people here, you got this amount of people here, and we're gonna throw an ad in there. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the corporate interest and advertisements. Advertisements. That's crazy. They have commodified information, and the race is to secure the attention, and that means that the death of reporting that has been sacrificed for sensational headlines that spark the outrage or intrigue. Now, some stories are often reduced to sound bites, offering very little to no room for a nuance understanding. You know, complex issues, debates, social justice, environmental concerns. Um, these are presented in oversimplified ways, and it reduces multifaceted topics to binary choices. You know, and what this does, in my opinion, is it creates a situation where the information is presented as a spectacle, but not as a source of clarity, right? So you don't really take that as serious. Now, moreover, the rise of all these digital platforms, including social media, has further expanded, and it's a catalyst to this trend. The algorithms, they this is what I'm now mind. This is from my mind and my eyes, so I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. But the algorithms prioritize content based on the engagement rather than the accuracy, like I was just saying, you know. So they're going to make sure that whatever keep people asses in the seats, eyes on the screen, as long as we got their attention, we motherfucking got them. So the algorithms prioritize content based on the engagement rather than accuracy, ensuring that the polarizing that it's polarizing and it's emotionally charged. Whatever the fuck it is keeping people right there. Oh shit, excuse me, hold on. Shit, goddamn, I had a little bite of cabbage. My nigga might got a little acid reflux. Excuse me. Might be a little spicy. Goddamn. We good. Okay. Nigga throw burn like a bitch. Pause. Anyway, what results in the public discourse is dominated by the extremes and the echo chambers. And this is where the truth is shaped by clicks and shares and likes rather than a genuine commitment to verifiable facts. People don't give a fuck whether you got the facts or not. They don't care about whether you have the truth or not. They don't care about whether you haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care if you are a credible source. I've seen people on here time and time again. And like I said, I've carefully watched the community that I'm in over here. No, I'm good. I don't need no milk. I got this water over here. And we straight. But it's just spicy. Whew. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. The community that I'm in, right? Right now we live on both my YouTubes. If you're on the Trill, if you're on the main Trill Pill YouTube, make sure you hit that link. I'm thinking that link is to the Trail Pill Digital. make sure you sub to that. But I'm also live on Twitter right now as well. So for people that's on Twitter and people who are going to watch this on different platforms other than YouTube, I'm a part of a community that at times I have been very reluctant to even say I'm a part of it, but you know, it is what it is. It's the Mo3 sector, right? And one of the things that I've always done, especially in these last 2 or 3 years, is I carefully watch the people in these chats. I watch the people, and I also watch the content creators. I was kind of there at its inception, and I've been kind of here lingering around while trying to find my own lane within my own content, because I'm not a hip hop blogger, but I do love hip hop, and that's part of the reason why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Is because I love hip hop and I love my city of Dallas, Texas. So that's enough to get my attention. From time to time, I give my opinion on certain shit. Although in the past, when I've given my opinion, you know, or I might say a truth so that some may know and some may not. You know, I'll be waved off or shooed because, well, shit, Trill Pill, he don't have this many people off in his chatters, you know, certain shit like that. So, in my opinion, that doesn't mean anything if I'm telling the truth. And for a minute, I was kind of fucked up about it because it's like, damn, I'm sitting here telling the truth, right? But I learned that a lot of the audience doesn't really give a fuck about the truth. They care about what's entertaining. You feel what I'm saying? And they will allow somebody to play in their face for the sake of entertainment. They will allow somebody to gouge them of their hard-earned money that they work hard for out of just for the sake of entertainment. Some get caught up in this convoluted shit and they can't tell which is which, and they kind of get confused because they got too far sucked into the entertainment part of it. And once they get caught up too far into it, they start to get spun. You know, they get spun around time and time again. And exactly, they hate the truth. You know, they hate the truth. And me being a person who, because I don't hold any bias about this Mo3 shit. You know, I'm a fan of, you know, I'm a fan of Dallas music. So I'm a fan of Three. I'm a fan of Yella. I'm a fan of Trap. I'm a fan of anybody that comes from Dallas that makes music and go that far. So I've always had a different perspective, but it's kind of hard to tell people that behind the rose-colored glasses, you know, because they'll always believe that one side is just better than the other one. And nothing is really wrong with that. You know, I mean, you can tell some Beyonce fans that Beyonce did this. They gonna come, and if you go over Twitter and talk that shit over there, they gonna dox you up over there. They gonna dox you up. They gonna find out where you at over that Beyonce shit. You know what I'm saying? So nothing wrong with having a solid fan base, but I do think if you care about the truth, I do think you have to look at it from a third person point of view. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I see it. And that's how I see anything, especially when it's related to hip hop or any other thing around it or anything that goes on off in this world. Before I get a chance to really just say something, I'm gonna sit back and wait until I see it from all perspectives. You know, because I I don't want to be vulnerable to get spun or to get spanned on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I watch these content creators who try to keep their pulse on everything and they get stuck on it. And they just spinning around. They just, you know what I'm saying? The wheels just spinning off in the mud. You know, so with that comes the misinformation of the rise of fake news. So in tandem with sensationalism and misinformation, that has emerged as a critical issue in the media landscape. Misinformation can take many forms: misleading headlines, incomplete reporting, the spread of conspiracy theories, or outright lies dressed up as news. And with the speed at which news spreads on social media, a lot of the false narratives can gain traction before they are even challenged. So we all know fake news has become a buzzword now, and it's a tool used to dismiss inconvenient facts and discredit credible sources. Yet, it's not just the media that spreads falsehoods. At this point, it's entire networks. They do it for the sake of their channel, their brand, um, and things of that nature. You know, um, foreign governments, online communities are now dedicated to crafting elaborate false narratives to influence the public opinion. Like I said before, we see it with the Mo3 shit because I'm right here in it. So we've seen certain narratives being spun, however you want to say that shit, for the sake of trying to change and sway and persuade the public's opinion. Now, the sheer volume of the information available to the public makes it increasingly difficult to discern truth from fiction. And while fact-checking organizations and some journalists strive to uphold a journalistic integrity, very few content creators and journalists uphold that. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to be a blogger, if you're going to be somebody that has somebody that we have to take serious, especially when it comes to hip hop, because the narratives around hip hop have been distorted since hip hop was created about 50 some years ago, of what it is and what it's not, and what it's come to be. So the journalistic integrity, a lot of times it's outpaced by viral misinformation campaigns and the public's trust in traditional news. Should be like a month. Hold on, I gotta change headphones in a minute. But we don't trust traditional news outlets anymore. And we also have been turning to alternative sources of information, i.e., YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We, the people, have become the sources of the information because for some of us, we have a pulse on it, a closer pulse than these major news networks. So a lot of times, these truths can be muddy and muddled. And the individuals find themselves competing, not competing to say who's right or wrong, but competing to get the bullshit out first. And that's where the shit gets fucked up at. Right? Because it ruins the integrity, But like I said before, not too many people even care about the integrity. What the fuck is going on? And for me personally, that bothers a nigga like me. I'm not gonna fucking lie. That bothers me to the point where if you don't care about what you're talking about, because unfortunately for us, if you are a blogger, if you are blogging on hip hop, if you look like Vlad, if you look like Adam 22, if you look like 1090 Jake, any one of these niggas who be going through doing these hood vlogs, you can all of a sudden be deemed safe. You can walk into areas that niggas can't walk through themselves, which I think is kind of fucked up and kind of ass backwards. But niggas are sitting in front of Adam 22 and tell everything that's going on with the goddamn Crips and the Bloods and the in jail politics and all that. Niggas will let 1090 Jake slide with the paperwork, even though he got mysteries in his history and it's documented. The Vlads of the world and so on and so forth. All these different hood bloggers who be white and Indian and they in the hood, they doing this and got niggas on camera in 4K, 5K, holding up guns to the goddamn screen. No blurry vision. We see it all. Like the police ain't watching this shit. And to think that they have the audacity to think that this doesn't get um this doesn't get people locked up or has a role in them getting locked up. You feel what I'm saying? They kind of dance on the lines of we have an integrity because we getting this shit from the hood, but at the same time, you're not doing it for safety, right? If you really cared about it, you'll say, "Hey, before I put this camera on, I need everybody that got a goddamn gun. I know where we at. You gotta have. I need you niggas to stand over here. I need you niggas with the goddamn guns. You stand behind me and the cameraman, so we don't get you on camera holding up your gun like a dumbass. You understand what I'm saying? That they don't do that. That they gonna let niggas. Anyway, it kind of falls into my next slide, which is part two. The cultural manipulation of truth. And truth is not just manipulated by the media; it is reshaped by cultural forces, especially in the entertainment industry. Hip hop culture, in particular, illustrates how truth can be commodified, repackaged, and distorted to fit specific cultural and marketable narratives, um, whether through I'm gonna change the headphones out. Hold up. Wait at the headphone. Anyway, I do it in a minute. Whether through celebrity culture or the music industry, the manipulation of truth is prevalent and it can profoundly affect public perception and the legacies. Keep that word in mind. I should have put a highlight on that too. The legacies of individuals. The legacies. People who are not here anymore. Most of the time. So the shaping of artists' legacies. In the world of music and entertainment, the manipulation of truth often takes the form of posthumous reinvention. The artists who have passed away, like Tupac, Big, Dolph, 3, XX, Tentacion, Nip, and several others, they become cultural icons, but their true legacies are often obscured by narratives that are built around their deaths. And these narratives can be shaped by record labels, media outlets, fans, people who are around, maybe some hang around type niggas. Some niggas, some managers, maybe, people who have a connection, they know this person through that person, and this person through that person, so they feel like they know. They might have, each of whom may have their own motivations for distorting and oversimplifying the reality of an artist's life and his work. Think about this 3 shit. I'm gonna keep tying it back to there because I'm telling you that's a part of this this whole shebang here. I think about that a lot. How the Pac and Big, since they passed away, how their legacies were used for the sake of not only entertainment but for monetization. Now, Pac's mother, Afeni, and God damn it, what's Big Mama name? I think her name was Violetta Wallace. I want to get it right. But anyway, Pac and Big's mothers, they did a hell of a job trying to control the narratives around their sons passing, their IPs, anything that has something to do with them. And I try my best to draw parallels with that. And I can't help but to think about this 3 shit. You feel what I'm saying? Since the passing of him, all we've seen on here is a lot of we don't seen a lot, And in my opinion, I think we probably not benefit, but we at this point, I think we've heard from too many people that we shouldn't hear from. Right? Excuse me. The people who were involved around the time of his demise, probably their best interest probably just going probably best to just shut the fuck up, in my opinion. And because they couldn't shut the fuck up, unfortunately, we got a plethora of content creators who are going to mix master these narratives, you know, and do what the fuck they want to it. Alicia B says, well, these new age bloggers don't have no morals. They don't give a fuck. And they don't. They don't. They don't. They really don't. They're monetized though. And that's what matters. Like I said before, they gonna do whatever the fuck they can, say whatever the fuck they can to stay monetized and get that bread. You know? They don't want to travel the road less traveled. It's dark, it's scary. Hold on real quick. I gotta take this goddamn I gotta turn this goddamn cabbage off for that shit. Hold on real quick. Intermission. All right, goddamn boy, that cabbage. I say, man. Side note, I'm also one of them niggas when it comes to the kitchen. I got cabbage in there that'll knock a bitch lace out her panties. You understand me? Cabbage gonna unlace your panties, man. You feel me? They gonna unlace her bitch panties. The cabbage so goddamn good. She gonna come out them drawers too easy. Now, anyway, she coming out drawers and socks when that cabbage hit the goddamn bottom of that stomach. Anyway, what the fuck was I? Oh, these niggas is monetized, so they gonna say whatever the fuck they want to. They gonna say what they have to say and keep whatever narratives up just for the sake of being monetized and for the sake of keeping their relationships. You know, if you're a person who has a lot of relationships, often this mix, you're gonna find yourself in between a lot of webs, and it's gonna be a lot of pushing and pulling. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a blogger now, you got to deal with not only everybody wanting to have a say, but one thought that has to be off in your mind is that I wonder what's the motivation. Why are they telling me this? Why do they want to come on and have an interview? What is the motivation behind them saying this and saying that? You know what I'm saying? Like that, in my opinion, makes a decent blogger when they have those thoughts about the whys. You have to understand the whys. You have to, in my opinion. But these days, softball questions get asked, and it is what it is. But let me see. Where was I? Tupac and Biggie, right? media outlets, fans. I think everybody has their own motivations for distorting or oversimplifying the reality of an artist's life and works. For example, Pac's life and legacy have been frequently reduced to the image of a rebellious gangster figure, thug life. You know what I'm saying? And by all means, that I guess towards the end of his life, that's what he wanted to portray. You feel what I'm saying? But even through his activism or his poetry or his harsh critiques on systemic oppressions were far more complex than that persona of thug life suggests. His tragic death served to only amplify the myth of him being a thug. When we've all seen Pac at his early inception, he was a arts kid. You feel what I'm saying? He was an arts kid. He wasn't a. He didn't grow up being gangster. He grew up from a lineage of good people, smart people, intelligent people, people who gonna stand up for shit now. But once he started the whole thug life shit kind of spiraled out until his demise. That's what we saw. So, with his life being reinterpreted as the ultimate example of a gangster narrative, and it pushed aside his political work and his intellectual contributions. Now, with Biggie Smalls, he's been kind of turned into the symbol of the East Coast West Coast rivalry. A figure whose death has become the tragic. How do I want to? How do I want to go about painting this picture? I'm trying to be careful as hell. I want to do this right. Tragic culmination of conflict. I think that's the word I want to use. Culmination. Shout out to SAT words. Tragic culmination of conflict. Rather than a complex reflection of his own artistry, his struggles, and his vision. Now, where this comes to part, and where this comes to a head at is the cultural appropriation of truth. So the manipulation of truth is not confined to deceased artists and the way public figures, and matter of fact, before I get to all that shit, going back to 3, right? What he was, in a sense, the image, you know, one thing I never like people do when it comes to these artists is I don't like when people reduce them to just that. You feel what I'm saying? Just how I talked about how people reduce Pac as thug life and all this, and they don't even know about the contributions and what he done spoke out on this. People did they do that, or they've done that to 3 by, oh, he was a troll. Oh, he was, you know what I'm saying? When that just might be one part or a small part, a very minuscule part. It's like they combine it all in one and just say, he was this, he was that. I've had it done to me before, right? Because I kind of have a knack of, I don't want to say a witty person, but I can, I mean, I can come in the chat and I can say some shit, and I, you know what I'm saying, or just whatever the fuck. The shit be funny, or it be whatever. I don't try to be funny. So sometimes I do. Sometimes I just feel like, yeah, fuck it, say this shit. Fuck it, we going to say this shit. But because of that, I've been reduced. Some would say, well, Trill Pills is just a troll. I've had people who I used to really fuck with just say that shit like, "Oh, he's just a troll." When and for some people that may be like, "Oh, yeah, maybe," but for some people who don't know no better, they'll mark me off as that. Trolls don't show their faces. Trolls don't have their names attached to their shit. Trolls don't have no work behind their shit. You know what I'm saying? They know that these people won't actually just take the time out to look and see what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? And once they look and see what's going on, I wish I could show y'all some of these messages that was like, damn, I thought you was this way, Shrill Pill. You really this, and that. And I said, I know. You know what I'm saying? How about next time you don't forge your opinion of who I am based on what somebody else say I am? You know what I'm saying? You might see me in the chat acting a goddamn fool. You might see me in the chat flirting with some beautiful women because I love me some beautiful black women. I definitely will be in the chat flirting with some beautiful black women. Absolutely. But don't don't reduce me to just a chat nigga. When you see me putting on the work, I put on display. Alicia B said that Thug Life was a character, that he was so much more than that. Yeah, he absolutely was. And that's why I think the same thing has happened to 3 in a sense. At fault. He's been, kind of reduced to this slide and big gangster gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Like, people only look at the dark side of some individuals, and I hate that. That I hate that. I'm gonna say this shit, and I'm going with the content. I hate that towards the end of his career and his untimely passing, that was the main focus point, because I do think eventually he would have grew to become shit one of the biggest artists that we have in Texas, this world. I don't know how it would have panned out because of his style of music. He might have been, in my opinion, Dallas's version of a Zero. I can also draw parallels from his talent to a CeeLo Green. In my opinion, I think eventually he would have stopped rapping and just kept, doing his singing and doing a melodic thing. I don't necessarily think he would have. Hold on, my headphones died. Grab another headphone right now, bitch. Hold up. I don't think that he would have kept rapping. And I hate that it happened the way that it happened, because it robbed him of his growth. I think that's what happens if we don't get our egos in check. And I can say the same thing for everybody else. Just on some human shit. On some human shit. Hold on, let me see. I'll plug the other headphones in. I have to plug in the old school headphones. But as a human, I can hear that shit. As a human being, he was much more than that. And I hate that he got caught up in that. I hate that all these niggas got caught up in that ego shit, because it was so much money to be made right there. But street shit is street shit, but at some point you gotta check that shit. And if you don't have the right people around you to check that shit, if you don't have, if you only have people around you to encourage that shit, it's only one way that shit gonna end up. Somebody gotta die, somebody getting locked up, or shit like that. Didn't nobody check that shit at that time, because shit was lucrative. You know what I'm saying? Shit was lucrative, and then blood got spilled, and it kind of split out of hand. But in my opinion, it could have got stopped way before then. But to get back on the content, I don't like when he gets reduced. I don't like when these artists pass away and then get reduced to just being that. You feel what I'm saying? That bothers me. But the image of an artist is carefully curated. Now, once they pass away, they become a product, and that product is designed to appeal to a certain demo. And in the world of hip hop, this phenomenon is rampant, and the artists are frequently pressured to conform to certain authentic, quote unquote, authentic images that that align with commercial interests, or even when those don't affect or don't reflect their true selves. Right? It's the whole thing of you got to keep it real. How you gonna say what you saying, and you got to keep it real? You know, when keeping it real is why a lot of you niggas get locked up, they get shot, they die because they want to keep it real. They get paid to keep it real. I mean, you don't get paid to. You don't get paid to just tell stories no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get paid to keep it real. They're gonna fund you to keep it real. If you say you a goddamn slider, then bitch, we gotta see you slide. You know, that goes back to Clout Over Culture, the video series I did, 3 parts. I want to say it's the second part with the bloggers where it's the trick bag. You know, these labels gonna pay for you and do all this shit for you, just for you to go in and for you to die. And once you die, you become a product. You're gone. Like, you're not a human no more. Like, you become a product. You feel what I'm saying? So, um, the results of that is a culture where the truth about an artist is often obscured by the marketing of an image. The distortion of truth creates a false representation of the individual, one that becomes more marketable than the real person behind the image. And for many hip hop artists, especially those who rise from marginalized communities, the term I used in the last video, there is a consistent tension between their true identity and the persona they must adopt to succeed in the rap game. The pressure to sell out, the pressure to fit the mold or fit the theme, or whatever the fuck the public expects, can be very overwhelming, and many find themselves trapped into a manufactured truth. You feel what I'm saying? How many of these so-called gangsters have we found out they're not really gangsters? For my opinion, when I have these conversations with my friends and family that were in the street life, some still are, how do you end up with shit like this? You know, is it violent? Is some niggas volunteering? Is some niggas, you know what I'm saying? And I always get mixed up answers. On one hand, I get some niggas is volunteering. On the other hand, some niggas is forced. And when you add the entertainment factor on top of that, now your life is the entertainment. So the people are not going to value you if you say you done sold 1 million bowls and we ain't seen you with an ounce. They ain't gonna value you when you said you got all these hats, and then they find out you ain't lids, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got all these hats. You just, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's hard to put my finger on it. I can't quite put my little finger. I'm trying to do it right now, but for the sake of content and the time, I'm gonna keep going. But hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. It's just the enticement of wanting to keep it real. But now what happens when your life is the entertainment? It puts you in a cross now. You know, we seen 3 with that same shit. And not only do we see 3 with it, we see these other rappers doing the same thing. This whole drill movement is exactly what's birthed out of that. Is we gonna do this and we gonna rap about it because now my life is entertainment. I done fucked around and made a song about how I done slid here and slid there. I done fucked around and put a cold ass beat behind how I did this and how I did that. And now the shit banging, the shit slapping. Now that shit slapping, the stream going up, the money coming in. So now I'm under the impression that I gotta keep talking about how I shot these niggas to keep this money flowing in. What's up, straight baller? I gotta keep getting on this beat and talking about how I shot these niggas. Because when I get on the beat and talk about my life struggles and my life pain, that shit cool, but you don't get no numbers like that. So I gotta keep talking about how I shoot these niggas. It's that type of, I don't know what to call it, but that's something I gotta ruminate on, you know. So part two, right? Part two, to bring that to a head and get to the end of this shit. The cultural manipulation of truth serves to distort and not only the legacies of artists, but the public's perception and the understanding of who they truly are. So when the truth becomes a product, dig what I'm saying? When the truth becomes a product to be packaged and sold, the authenticity is compromised in the favor of marketability. When the truth becomes a product to be packaged and sold, authenticity is compromised in the favor of marketability. What's up, Nurse K? This is especially it's evident in the music and the entertainment culture and the industry, where lines between the reality and the image is constantly blurred. And because it's blurred, I think in order to protect the integrity of the truth in culture, in our culture, hip hop culture, we all must demand more from honest portrayals of the individuals and challenge the commercialization of the authenticity. Because that is what's getting a lot of these young niggas killed. It's the commercialized fact. Like, y'all ever sit and think, why is it normal to see us with a bunch of, you can go on YouTube right now and type in Yo Hood, wherever you at. At this point, they're everywhere. You can type in wherever your hood is. Hood vlog. Type in where you from and hood vlog. Somebody has made a hood vlog where they going through the hood. They showing where niggas be at. They showing what they did here, what they did there. They got these little niggas out there with these guns and shit. And it's like, why the fuck is this commercialized? How the fuck did we get to the point where this shit became cool to just be out there like that? As if the authorities ain't watching this shit. I told niggas a long time ago that the authorities have made their way into content creation. You niggas been on here talking about how many niggas you done kill, all this shit. The authorities, I'm 34 years old, so anybody that's around my age that's in the authorities is a fan. But they also the authorities. So how easy you gonna make these niggas job? You done did a hood vlog, not just one spot talking about the hood. You don't show niggas the blocks, the streets, everything. You done basically gave them a 3D model of what the fuck going on in your neighborhood, and they'll be there in no time. That's been commercialized. And I don't see them going through the country artists' hoods. Yeah, this is where I goddamn grew up at. The goddamn, this is where we used to, they don't do that to no other culture besides hip hop culture. We've been commodified. Niggas have been commodified. Our whole life has been product and shipped and packaged out. You understand what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to tell some of these young niggas not to go do this drill shit because shit, how you gonna say that when they see these labels giving these niggas millions of dollars for talking about how they gonna slide on this and do that. They giving them millions of dollars. How the fuck I'm gonna stand in front of this nigga and millions of dollars, even though that life is very dangerous? But he got a family, he got to get up out the bricks, and he trying to do this, and he trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's hard. That's tough. But they commodified it in that way, like they packaged that shit up and sold it in that way. Even with content, you can sit here and see, what's that shit? Zeus Network is one of the top 5 networks right now. Top 3. It ain't nothing but nigga shit. Ain't nothing but nigga shit. Bitches fighting. Coochie out. Coochie out niggas fighting. That's the last time I be strolling through there. They gonna fight them fucking lie. Shit. Hey, let me see what the fuck going on for research purposes only. Let me see what the fuck going on. I gotta have something to make a fighting coochie out. Whole coochie out. It ain't got no hair on it. It's just coochie out. It's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It's just out there. I like, daddy, y'all could get into it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they got. That's we commodify the worst shit. You know what I'm saying? When it's a nigga that's doing some amazing shit, I don't see niggas making cars that operate off motherfucking plastic bottle caps and all type of wild shit. He don't ever get no praise for that. He over there doing this stuff, doing this thing. He get like 400 views and shit. But let a bitch go upside a bitch head with an uppercut. Oh my God, it's gonna get thousands. Mm-hmm. Just the way it is. That's for some reason. Coochie out. Anyway, for some reason, when it comes to our content, it's commodity. It's fucked up. It's fucked up that we gotta act the goddamn fool to be seen. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on to slide 3 around this bitch. We close this out. And I can get to that goddamn cabbage that's in the goddamn kitchen. That shit is smelling awfully delightful. Now, the personal struggle for authenticity. While the media and cultural industries may shape the external narratives of the truth, the personal struggle for authenticity is perhaps the most intimate aspect of the siege on truth. In a society that increasingly values performance over reality, the individuals are faced with the difficult task of reconciling their true selves with the identities imposed upon them by social norms, expectations, and the digital world. These niggas are trying to find themselves off in the midst of all this shit. Right? It's the social media paradox. These platforms at I don't want to say this shit. But at these platforms inception, right? We first saw these tools of connection and self-expression, and these social media platforms have become spaces where truth is often filtered and often manipulated as well. And the constant pressure to present a polished, idealized version of oneself leads many to craft carefully curated personas, filters, the editing apps, the goddamn algorithm-driven content all contribute to the creation of an online version of self, quote unquote, that often bears little resemblance to reality. Like the whole they be doing the catfish. You niggas that be doing catfish. Y'all niggas say, man, I'm tell y'all something, man. I'm tired of hearing from these females that y'all niggas do. That me personally, I don't mind because that just makes, me climb up the ranks to possibly slapping some skins with a bitch. But in the meantime of that, niggas is getting the hair patches. Niggas is getting the goddamn everybody's trying to put the best image of him online. And that's men and women, everybody. Niggas is not giving a fuck. Nobody's giving a fuck about how they really are anymore. Right? It's like everybody has a fetish with being fraud. A fetish with being fraud. And while social media can offer some opportunities of genuine connection, it has also become a place where comparisons and self-doubt and insecurity are rampant. And people increasingly measure their worth by the number of likes, followers, and comments that they receive. And what this does in return is it distorts their sense of self in the process. This performance of identity driven by external validation makes it difficult for many to embrace their true selves. And instead of fostering the authenticity, social media becomes a space where truth is distorted by the pressure to conform to societal ideals. Whew, shit. That was a lot to say. Shout out to notes. Shout out to keep notes. Um, one of the things that I've experienced through content creation is I've had to keep myself focused and keep myself maintained on the main thing. You feel what I'm saying? When I study, and I often study people who have laid out a template of independent media and putting this shit down, how they put it down, and making their own way. I look at 85 South Crew, you know. I look at how they were able to not only combine and create something that's beautiful and that shit is on autopilot now, also what they've done and built individually. Now they have a studio. Now they have an app. Now they're able to have other podcasts up under their moniker of, you know, 85 South. You feel what I'm saying? I look at Nipsey Hussle, person who took his music to a next level, sold them CDs for $100 when people were like, nah, nigga, that shit crazy. He was like, man, fuck, fuck that shit, I'm gonna do it anyway. You feel what I'm saying? People like that who kind of buck the system. And I kind of see myself off in the same mix to where the last thing I would do if I felt like I would have to conform to what society wants content to be, I'll quit and I throw this whole shit away. But from the very beginning, I never felt like I've had to conform. With that being said, I've also felt the struggles of sometimes being human and you get knocked off course and you look to the left and the person that was behind you, all of a sudden they're ahead of you now. You look to the right, this person that was behind you, they're ahead of you too. You feel what I'm saying? Then you sit there like, God damn, what am I doing wrong? You feel me? I've been at that spot too. And the bad thing about being at that spot is sometimes you can get knocked off course and start doing what everybody else is doing, and only to find out that what you've been doing is not for you. And you have to realize that they can do, or better yet, put it like this, they can't do what you do, and vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? That thought saved me from that, from being able to say, you know what? It don't matter what's going on to the left or right from me. Nigga, we got to remember what Nip talking about, the marathon. Whose race are we running? You know, everybody got their own individual lane. Whose race are you running? And it got me back to doing this shit. And it takes a very resilient person to keep creating dope shit over and over and over again and not reaping the benefits like I feel like I deserve. But I'm my own harshest critic. And it's been like that since the very beginning, even when I was playing Little League sports. You feel what I'm saying? I might have been had a hell of a football game, but I'm always watch that film like, I could have done something. Damn, I missed that shit right there. You know, and I could have had, 12 tackles, a sack, fumble, you know what I'm saying? All type of shit. But that's who I've always been. And I've also had to learn not to be too hard on myself because there is not one right way of doing this content shit. In my opinion, there's a fork in the road. And this is where hip hop comes in handy. There's a song that I play damn near every single day by Big Crit. And actually the album, it's the album title song, and it's called It's Better This Way. And in that song, he's basically saying, damn, I'm dope as hell. I do all this shit. I put all this into this work. I put all this into this content. I put all of my heart into this music. I put all this shit. I produce my shit. I'm a one-man motherfucking army. I'm a Swiss Army knife. But these niggas who don't have a pinky toe of talent compared to mine get, they get the shit that I feel like I deserve. So that's one of my favorite albums. One of my favorite songs. I listen to that shit every goddamn day because I literally see myself in that spot, especially with content. Because I could easily be doing some off the wall, some goofy shit, and get bubbling and do that shit, or whatever. But that's not me. That's not who I am at my core. And if I choose to go do that, then I will put everything that I've done in vain. You understand what I'm saying? So although I'm trying to work on certain shit, certain aspects of me trying to be more entertaining, me working on my speaking, trying to be more clear, trying to be more precise, trying to have my shit in order, trying to put my shit off in the structure, trying to make sure my shit sound right, trying to make sure it look right, trying to make sure my logo is right, trying to make sure the business side is right, trying to make sure this side is right, trying to make sure even with this clothes, I got merch being made, but I had to change certain shit because I don't like the fabric of the shirt. And niggas like, we need a shirt. I gotta find the right shirt with the good fabric for the right price, so it'll be comfortable. I don't want to just slap some iron shit on the fucking shirt and sell it. You know what I'm saying? I want to package it up. You feel what I'm saying? I got ceramics over here. I got art that I do. I got all that shit. Everything that I do, I want it to be right and precise. And I have to get it motherfucking right because I owe that to myself and the people who believe in me, who had actually spent money with me before. People who consume my content before. I owe it to y'all to give y'all what people expect from me. Some may not, some don't even know what they expect from me. Sometimes I don't even know what they expect from me. I don't know whether it's just some Gemini shit or just whatever, but I just have a vision and I have it to where I've created these steps. I've created to where I want to be and where I'm at now. And my whole purpose, this whole shit right now, is to close the gap between where I want to be and where I'm at now. That's why, to loop it back to the content, you can't too much get caught up in societal ideals. You'll find yourself lost. You also feel the pressure to conform. And beyond the digital world, the pressure to conform to societal expectations can also suppress your personal authenticity. Now, whether it's conforming to gender roles or fitting into a professional environment or adhering to cultural norms, the individuals often feel compelled to present a version of themselves that aligns with external expectations. And this can lead to an internal conflict between the true self and the version that is deemed acceptable by society. How many of these YouTube niggas do you think be actually fighting with the YouTube version of themselves? How many niggas do you think they call them that they've already fucked up and labeled themselves as a character? Oh, this is just a character I play on YouTube. Okay. A nigga like me, I'm gonna take you as that because I don't play a character. I'm the Trill Pill day in. When I cut this shit off, I'm Khalil, but it's still me. You feel what I'm saying? The Trill Pill is just a name on a goddamn box. Nigga who made the brand is me. I'm Khalil. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't have a character that I have to play. I don't have niggas that I just change into and shit like that. And that's why I kind of have a problem with people who somewhat do, because how the fuck can people take you seriously and really value what you have to say if every time you say something and you feel like you go too far because you feel like you probably said too much, you say, oh, that was just me being a character. Alicia B said, trill practice makes perfect. Your ass don't like going live. You have great topics. It ain't gotta be perfect. Appreciate that. And I'm trying to do better with that. I haven't been consistent with lives. I think I've been consistent with content. I'll drop an upload every goddamn day of the week, but I think with lives, it offers a different part. And that's something that I dealt with personally because going live is different. Going live is kind of exhausting. Going live is very different. You know, you kind of feel subconscious. I think that's more of an to be vulnerable right now. That's more of an internal fight with myself that I have to have talks with myself and talks with my partners and shit like that because they love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they listen to it and they let me know what's going on, and you know what I'm saying. And you know that's me having to get over a lot of shit, a lot of not insecurities, but you know having to get the nerves out, the anxieties of going live, the anxiety of trying to do everything perfect. Like I, I don't know what made me like that. Probably just me growing up, but I like having shit a certain way. And sometimes when it's not the quality that I wanted, like for instance, this microphone, it took me so long to find the perfect settings. It's so many lives or just pieces of content that I had to scrap because I didn't like the way my microphone sounded. I was just first 3 minutes. It might have been some dope content, dope 30-minute content, all type of shit. I'll scrap it in a heartbeat. Scrap that shit in a heartbeat. You know, gotta find the right settings. I don't know where that come from. My pops used to be a audio visual technician. So I'm different about that in certain aspects. But just the whole thing about wanting to go live and because I actually had something to say, right? I could go live and just have a kickback, but everybody want a kickback, and I don't want to waste time. And I kind of feel like me being able to have a microphone, have a have a laptop, have Wi-Fi, bouncing off the fucking walls, panoramic around this bitch. You can go outside across the street, my shit be still cracking. You understand me? But to have that is a privilege. So I don't want to waste time. But that's me. That's more of inside my mind. I kind of feel like if I'm on this microphone and I'm saying something, I need to say something. You know, it's one thing if I come on here and I'm just whatever, but even just come on here and just pop shit, like I don't want to do that. Cause I feel like, goddamn, nigga getting old, nigga knees popping and shit. But but that's something I just don't have any interest in right now, as of right now. Now, when I first started, it was kind of me trying to figure shit out and trying to find that perfect mixture of what is and what's not for me. You know, I excuse me. I can sit here and try to do what everybody else does, but if I don't feel comfortable doing it, I'm just not gonna do it. So I kind of had to battle with that, and I kind of had to make. I had to make enough content to get back over here to want to go live. Like this whole setup and shit right now is something that it took me all those videos, all the uploads of me just driving to work, driving home, talking, or just whatever to get back here to actually have something to say and to put a structure on this shit. Because everything looks cool and it sound cool, but I gotta have it with some structure. I gotta put some pimping on this shit. If I don't put no pimping on this shit, then people won't respect it. You feel what I'm saying? So, hold on real quick. I got cornbread in the oven. Wait, right. I'm over here being a fat ass right now. No, I had the cornbread. That shit came out crispy golden. You understand me? Crispy golden. Fuck. That shit smell great. Anyway, I gotta be able to put some pimping on it. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but I am going live more. You know, I am going live more. I got slates lined up. So, especially with me trying to get this new page off the ground, Trail Pill Digital, where I'm combining and comparing all the aspects of shit of shit that I like. You know, I like hip hop, I like gaming, I like strange news, I like doing shit like this. So I'm combining it all on one page where I kind of feel more free than the regular Trill Pill page. The Trill Pill page, although it's a dope page, I put myself in a box, right? And one of the hardest things that people don't realize is trying to break down mental health to us, to niggas, is a very difficult task, especially being that I'm not a therapist. I'm not none of that shit. I'm just a nigga who um takes mental health very seriously. You understand me? And I wanted to make it to where niggas can understand it. And I accomplished that. You feel me? And I wanted to do that plus more. And because I laid that foundation, that allows me to launch off that pad and do other shit now, you know? So I'm getting more into the analyzing of certain topics and how they align with hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? I'm using my ability to see certain shit and analyze certain shit. I'm using my ability to sit off in these chats and not just sit off in these chats just to be sitting off in these chats. I be learning shit. I'm watching people. I'm watching what makes people do this and do that. Sometimes when I be in chats, I may say something off the wall. I'm trying to see what drives people. I'm using this shit as a case study now. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not just sitting out from these chats just to watch this shit. Sometimes this shit just be entertaining. That is what it is. But more times than not, I'm watching this shit as a case study. I'm literally seeing, okay, I'm taking notes. I'm analyzing shit. I'm watching shit. I'm watching niggas how they spin narratives over here. I'm watching how they think that they could, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the one thing that I've noticed, and I'm gonna get back to the content, we're gonna close this shit out. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of these content creators that are over here on this side in this community, whether we like it or not, whether I like it or not, because it's been documented that I really don't like the term a Mo3 sector or a Mo3 troll beef sector. I think that shit is some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. Like, because, like I said, it reduces Mo3 into something that he's not. That's just how I feel about it. But nonetheless, this is where we at. This is where we are with it. And because we've been over here for 4-5 years and we've been over here, one thing I won't do is I won't just turn my back on niggas who don't have my back. I'm critical on niggas over here, including myself. And I will only hope that niggas will be the same type of critical on me. If I see you doing some hoe shit, I'm gonna say you doing some hoe shit. And I will hope if I'm doing some hoe shit or doing something that's kind of like, that you would say something too, because at that point, that's how I know that you respect some shit. A lot of niggas don't respect it. So they would reduce me to just being a troll. Oh, he just doing this. He just doing that. And what I do, I write that in my notes. Oh, okay. This is how this person thinks about me. You know what I'm saying? And I analyze that. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only way I can make it make sense. And in turns, I can take that concept and idea and create content out of it. Content creator. You feel what I'm saying? Um, that's what it means. So in a but in a nutshell, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but yeah, I'm gonna start back going live more, a whole lot more. That's the only way I feel like I can kind of build this page and Trill Pill digital page and link all that shit together. And I'm over on Twitter too, live on Twitter right now too. So shout out to everybody on Twitter as well. And this will be on Facebook probably in a couple days as well. And Kick and Rumble and all the other shit. But let's get back to the content. Where was I? Oh, the personal struggle for authenticity is the most intimate battle in the siege against truth, right? And as individuals, I believe that we're faced with the challenges of navigating the world that constantly pressures us to conform, perform, and present an idealized version of ourselves. And this conflict between internal truth and external expectations can lead to self-doubt and insecurities and a sense of disconnect from one's true identity. And to reclaim the authenticity, we must resist the forces that seek to shape us and find the courage to embrace and express our true selves, regardless of the pressures that we face. You feel what I'm saying? Eventually, if you aren't here faking and you flogging, we're gonna find out who you really are. That's just life in general. When you put yourself in front of a camera almost every single day and you're a content creator, you'll realize that it ain't much running that you can do. You also can't control your audience and who they are and what audience you attract. That's why I have to be careful with what I say, and what I do, because I don't want to attract the wrong audience. I've seen people attract the wrong audience, and they may keep them people for a cool minute, but the audience, they fell in love with the character of you. They didn't fall in love with you. They fell in love with the character that you portrayed. They fell in love with the character that you portrayed. They didn't fall in love with you because you wasn't your true self in the very beginning. So, two things: either you gonna keep being this character, or you gonna eventually say, you know what, man, this is not really me, or something's gonna happen where you have to really be you and explain. And I'd rather, one thing I've never did, one thing I can hang my hat on, and that I think I've done better than most over on this side is I've never disguised my intentions. You feel what I'm saying? We shall see. We shall see. I've never disguised my intentions. Whatever I came on here initially told y'all I wanted to do, I believe I've done that. Majority of people have came on here for something, and now they're doing something totally different because at some point they got caught up with, they started going in the direction of where the wind blows. And although like you do have to keep building on yourself and see what works, I don't think that involves with losing yourself and losing your true purpose. There's a fine line, in my opinion, between that. And I'd be lying to you if I said that I exactly know how to describe that. Maybe that's something I could work on in the future. And some content I can bring on here to the future is, at what point do you balance evolving and being a character, and what does being a character on this shit mean if it's not really you? And how do you get lost between, you feel what I'm saying? It's the whole man in the mirror concept to a certain extent. If you fall in love, if people they fall in love with people that people fall in love with a character of you. You find yourself, and I've seen many content creators do this shit. I've seen many artists do this shit. Eventually, you're gonna crack, or something gonna crack you. And when you get cracked, pause. the inner you, whoever you are, is going to have to come back to the forefront, and you got some explaining to do, because now you find yourself, and now I got to save my audience. And in most cases, if you're a dope content creator, you'll realize that, damn, I didn't have to be no character. I could have just been myself, and they would have still fuck with me. You understand what I'm saying? So, the siege of truth, when it has to do with content, when it has to do with how we see society, in my opinion, it's not an abstract or a theoretical concept. It's more of a pervasive force shaping our society in profound ways. From the media sensationalizing to the cultural manipulation and appropriation of public figures and hip hop and things of that nature, of our culture and everything that's in it, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's media, we tend to let people in too much. I don't know if y'all seen Sinners, but if y'all seen Sinners, that this concept was in it, and that's what I kind of got from it, was the inviting. We invite people in too motherfucking much without giving them no litmus test. You gotta have a reason before you can come over here and just fuck with us like that. 'Cause we done been dealt with a certain way. We done been handled over these last 400, 500, some odd years. Nigga, we done been handled in many ways. Our name, image, and likeness has been bottled up and sold around the world. We can pinpoint, we can look over to China right now and find somebody dressed like a nigga from Dallas. We can we can find somebody in China right now that's dressed like somebody from New York or California, doing our dances and our shit that we created. You feel what I'm saying? But the manipulation and the appropriation of the public figure, and also the personal struggle for authenticity. Truth is constantly being distorted, commodified, and obscured. But however, this battle for truth is not one that we must accept passively. And I feel like I need some motherfucking music behind this shit. So let's get some goddamn music behind this shit. Let's go. From the top. The seeds of truth is not an abstract or theoretical concept. It is a pervasive force shaping our society in profound ways. From the media sensationalism to the cultural manipulation of public figures and the personal struggle for authenticity, truth is constantly being distorted, commodified, and obscured. However, this battle for truth is not one that we must accept passively. By demanding greater accountability from media, challenging cultural norms, and embracing our authentic selves, we can begin to reclaim the truth that has been so readily manipulated. Only through this collective effort can we hope to rebuild a society where truth is valued, respected, and preserved in all its complexity. So, after all that shit I just got done saying, you may ask me, goddamn, Tripper, what in the fuck is the solution, nigga? You done told us about these goddamn perceptions and distortions and all this shit, and said all these big words, your stuttering ass, and said all this shit. What the fuck is the solution though, nigga? You know what I'm saying? We hear you. What is this solution? I would be a fool to not have a solution. So here's my opinion on what the solution is. So, what is the solution to this assault on truth? And it starts with the collective commitment to accountability, holding these niggas accountable, holding the media accountable, holding corporations accountable, holding these political figures accountable for the stories that they tell and the information that they disseminate. And it also requires a return to critical thinking, God damn, we done lost the art of putting on our thinking cap. Remember you was in the goddamn 6th, 7th grade and the teacher said, all right, maybe in the 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. And she put a dope ass question on the board. Had everybody in the goddamn classroom stopped, and the teacher said, okay, put on your thinking caps. And you took your 2 hands and you shaped them like a crown and you put it on your head. And that magical shit, you started the motherfucking thing. Like, god damn. I got my thinking cap on now, nigga. Shit. It's time to go find your goddamn thinking cap. We got to get back to critically thinking. Too much is being put out here. We just believe this shit. They be hating niggas who ask questions. Boy, they be want to say they shit, but when nigga come on the panel or nigga come up in the blog room or chat room, they nigga, I got a good question. Niggas hate to have questions because they never thought further than what the fuck they gonna say. They didn't think about what if somebody had a question and they had to expound on that. They hate questions. And they'll condemn you if you got a motherfucking question. Unfortunately, that's just how we are and who we are right now in society. But, like I said before, it requires a return to critical thinking and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, even when they challenge our biases or long-held beliefs. And perhaps most importantly, it calls for the reinvention of how we engage with truth on a personal level, allowing ourselves the space to be authentic and to question and to seek the truths that resonate with our own experiences. And in the end, the siege on truth is a symptom of a larger societal ill, right? The commodification of reality itself. Exactly. Authenticity will kill that goddamn manipulation. Yeah, it will. When truth becomes a commodity, though, it loses its value. And that's where we at right now with content. That's where we at right now with just society, in my opinion, is the truth has been packaged and sold and sliced and diced and stepped on so many motherfucking ways where we don't even value it no more. It probably was some uprooting inflate, but now society hit that shit with the fit. And now it's killing people like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When I remember a day and age where, you know, shit, even playing sports, you know, nigga, it took the coach to say, you know what, Sneed, you not fast enough to just run after that running back, so you might want to take a different angle. That's the harsh reality. I thought I was fast as fuck. You know what I'm saying? A slew footed that nigga walking, running out there like, I'm gonna get him. But you're not. You're not if you're gonna take that angle. You might want to try to beat him up the field. Little football talk. Anyway, harsh truths. And it's up to us to accept those truths and not be so sensitive when it's time to accept those truths. It's tough. A lot of this shit is not made for you to like. It's not made for you to understand. You just kind of have to deal with it and try to extract the best understanding that you can, you know. But me personally, I just can't accept not trying. I don't care what it is. I gotta try. I gotta try to understand some of this shit. I think everybody should. I think the fact that niggas get condemned for asking a fucking question is fucking ridiculous. Especially over here in this community. We dealing with the Mo 3 case and everything around the Mo 3 case and shit like that. I think asking questions is probably the most important thing. Now, should some of these niggas be answering these questions? Hell no. But for them, it's too late now. They already off in the mix. A lot of them already said shit that they probably shouldn't have. It's too fucking late. And you know, see what happens when what they said has to definitely align with what they saying now. It has to align itself. Otherwise, we're gonna point that shit out. And they can't get mad because you already put yourself out here. You should just shut the fuck up. But you can't. This fame done got to you. I don't even call it fame because nigga, if you over here famous, you're not really famous. But the popularity got to you. Something about this made you want the attention from this shit. Maybe it was the money, some type of extrinsic value, because it wasn't the eternal shit. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said before, when truth becomes a commodity, it loses value. And in the age of constant information, it's an overload. Every single day, every single hour is some type of information being out, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Every single time it's just something new. So we are at an overload with information. And I'm gonna take a wild guess and say about 97% of this shit is information that we don't really motherfucking need. It's information that we don't have no use for, but it's up to us to protect the integrity of truth and to seek the truth out and to uphold these truths, no matter how difficult or inconvenient the process may be, for only by doing. Put this music down, son. I'm about to, Lord, nigga, I got the killer music in the background. Anyway, no matter how difficult or inconvenient the process may be, for only by doing so, we hope to navigate the chaos in our modern world to rebuild a society grounded in trust and in understanding and authenticity. That's where we got to get back to, right? I said all that shit to say this. We got to get back to being grounded in trust, being grounded in the understanding, being grounded in authenticity. One thing I hate is I hate people who try so hard to muddy this shit up. But muddying this shit up can be very entertaining at times. And a lot of times we find ourselves being entertained for nothing. Just something about this wild shit attracts the carnal spirit. Something about a bitch going upside a bitch head with no draw. Bloop, you know what I'm saying? Something about that shit is like, god damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the reason why we used to watch fight videos when I was in middle school. It used to be this shit called ComeGetYourSome.com. It wasn't nothing but fight videos, niggas getting shot, niggas' legs getting broken, niggas getting their head bust. You know what I'm saying? Something about that was like, it was exciting. And you know what I'm saying? Then you grow up and like, that shit ain't as exciting no more. And then you figure out, no, it really is if it's presented the right way. And then you have Zeus. It ain't shit. You got channels like that who they specialize in nigga shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's damn, how can I say this shit? That's where we at right now. We don't really care about the truth. We just care about what's more entertaining. Man, this shit gets sad out here. You feel what I'm saying? And for somebody who creates content that has a little bit more substance, it's a struggle because you're going to face certain shit like you're not. Let me not lie to y'all and say, when I first came on the internet, or better yet, when I first started creating content, at its core, way before YouTube, just in my composition book, on my tablet, in my apartment that I was in at that time with no furniture, fresh off a divorce, minding the goddamn days, writing this shit down, trying to create my way out of a mix. At its core, I already knew, like, you know what, this shit is not popular. Because I was going around and I was asking people, they was like, you sure you want to do that shit? Like, you a funny nigga. You sure you don't want to do no funny shit? Like, sure you don't want to do no? And I was like, no, because that shit don't mean nothing to me. You feel what I'm saying? And I gotta feel like, I don't know whether it's because I've experienced, like, my life has been disturbed by great loss. You know, I lost a mother, I lost a grandmother, I lost plenty of friends and shit like that. And I've seen the effects of how that affects me and my community, and how it affects me and my niggas when we on this road trying to get everything we can up out of life, and we disturbed by losing friends and family, losing this, and we kind of go off on this path of trying to find ourselves again. And we don't know what tools to use, because we didn't grow up with none of this shit. We didn't grow up thinking about no mental health or none of this shit like that. So it takes a nigga to, the only way you can do something in this realm is through pain. You really gotta have went through something and had something break you down to your motherfucking core to really come up and say, you know what, let's turn this pain into a purpose. And in my opinion, pain is the prerequisite of purpose. I couldn't tell you, or you couldn't believe me in whatever I say if I couldn't tell you the pain that it took to get here. Even to this point with this shit right here. Although it's less pain involved and it's more of an educational, it's more of a whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. It took me to have to break this shit down at its core to create this shit and try to make something up out of it. And whether people feel it or not, I can't care. Why? Because I can't base my content on whether people like it or not. Regardless, I have to keep going because this is something that I'm locked in to fucking doing. Whatever it is, it's never going to be enough for me to get the views that I know I deserve. So I got to keep having doing this shit. I'm going to end this shit and start on the next one. Whether this shit get 1 view, 2 view, 22, 32, it don't matter. It's never what I deserve. Even if it was at 1,000 or 2,000 or 200,000, it's not what I want it to be. So I'm gonna always be in a constant fucking loop of creating content and trying to get this shit to where it's perfect and where it has to be. You understand what I'm saying? So a part of that is living in that truth. You feel me? That's why I said at the very beginning, at its core, the siege on truth. If y'all don't know what a siege is, y'all got Google, y'all got phones, y'all got smartphones. Please do not let your phone be smarter than you. But a siege is basically, in a nutshell, getting boxed in. You done got boxed in, and it's 2 things you gotta do. Either you gotta, hey, y'all got me. Hey, y'all got me. Or go down with a fight. Like Cleo and set it off. She was sieged. She thought she got away, but she got boxed in. At that point, that is a siege. So that's what's happening to the truth. It's being boxed in. It's being boxed in and it's being attacked from all angles. Because the truth is not sexy. The truth is not, it ain't sexy. You feel what I'm saying? The truth is not, it ain't sexy to find out the truth about yourself. Excuse me, or anything else. It's not sexy enough. So people gotta make it sexy. They gotta put a little, they gotta, convolute this shit. They gotta put a little truth in the lies. That's why I've been telling people about this Mo3 shit. If you listen to the right people who were around Mo3, whether it be the Rain Waters or whether it be whatever, there's a lot of truth in these lies. There's a lot of truth in these lies. And that's the best way that I can explain it. It's also the reason why y'all have so much content about this shit is because there's so much truth in these lies. And they'll continue to spin and spin and spin and spin until they can't spin again. This shit is just narrative warfare. This shit is oversimplified. This shit is so simple to where it's like, now it's like a huge conspiracy only because niggas have come on here and because of the sake of content and entertainment, niggas done spun y'all around a plethora of times. And some of y'all don't even know it. Some of y'all know it. Some of y'all know it. I think more people know it than most, in my opinion, of what it is and what it ain't. But because for the sake of content, shit is what it is. Same thing with these truths and to siege on truth. When niggas was talking about this nigga, Ball 3 was in Anguilla and he faked his death. And after he got down, he got up and rolled away in the ambulance, drove to Mexico and this. Like, bro, that shit. And we ain't forgot these niggas who were creating these convoluted lies. And I'll be using convoluted a whole lot lately. I kind of like that word. I don't like how I say it. But anyway, we ain't forgot these niggas who was lying. You know, they ain't forgot it either, but they've gotten so far from off between that to where they've gotten a new flock of people that believe everything they say, not knowing that these niggas got mysteries off in their fucking history. So that's why I created this shit about the truth being sieged up, the shit getting boxed in. You know, we're not gonna sit here and act like we're not gonna sit here and act like I'm gonna play something from my Instagram. A couple things about this shit, if I can, if y'all don't mind, before we get up out this goddamn, y'all can go ahead and eat y'all dinner. Some of y'all got hamburger help y'all gotta get to, and I understand that. Just hold on with me. I got cabbage I gotta get to, and cornbread. I'm gonna play this shit, and let me see what y'all think about this shit. Couple things I do want to play from my Instagram. Make sure you go there and follow me on that too, and Twitter as well, especially on Twitter, cutting up over there. But anyway, I'm gonna play this. I don't know if I even posted that shit. I don't know, but I'm gonna play this though. I'm gonna play this. It puts what I'm saying off in a nutshell.
Everybody ain't your partner. Especially them niggas been riding with you, hollering by they ready with that chopper. When it fucked up, it get fucked up. Cause you searching around for that op, but that trigger finger pulling in your back, acting like they don't really know who shot you. Everybody ain't your friend, man. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Especially them niggas been riding with you, hollering by they ready with that chopper. When it fucked up, it get fucked up. Cause you searching around for that op, but that trigger finger pulling in your back, acting like they don't really know who shot you. Everybody ain't your friend, man.
In a nutshell, you understand what I'm saying? That's the best way I can put it. And make sure y'all go over there and y'all follow all this shit. But that's the best way that I can put it personally. You feel me? It's I hate the fact that I hate the fact that we just been subject to a bunch of bullshit, you know, for the sake of content. I do understand the content game now, right? I understand how niggas want to be. Let me get this music. Let me get some different music. This shit sound like I'm about to go on a goddamn vampire hunting trip. Now, I do believe that what was I about to say, man? I'm getting tired now. I'm gonna work all day now. I'm hell talking. I put it like this: just be careful. Be careful about the content that you consume, and also make sure that you analyze this shit. Don't just be watching this shit just to be watching this shit. Make sure you analyze this shit. You break this shit down. Not they break down. Some of they breakdowns don't be really breaking it down. If you feel what I'm saying, but you make sure that you get a good glimpse of who these niggas are, and find out who these niggas are and what these niggas' motives are, and what and who they about and what they about. And why they here. That's all I got to say. Why are these niggas here? Why are they saying the things that they've been saying? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas ain't gonna be as authentic as the good old Trill Pill, you know? I hold that moniker very, very high. It's more than just being Trill is more than just a word to me, a cool word to me. It means something to me at its very inception when it was born out of Port Arthur, Texas. and when it was, brought up by two of some of the greatest poets of all time, Chandler Monk Butler and Bernard McCullough, and they created this thing that we deem as trill, from the land of the trill, and what it means to be trill, and what it means to do all this shit. So I hold that shit up very, very high, at a high standard, and everybody don't. Everybody's not me. Shit, a lot of these niggas wish they can be this handsome. Hey, man, everybody can't be handsome and can't be a lover and a fighter like myself. I'm the trill pit. It's only one of me, one of me's. It's only one of me's. You know what I'm saying? Gemini season is shortly approaching, and I will go into detail how being a Gemini, how you are evenly odd. You feel what I'm saying? Evenly odd size of myself that I have learned. But anyway, that's enough of being narcissistic. But shout out to me. I'm handsome as hell. I was gonna tell you. But anyway, that's about it. I think that's it. My presentation. I think that was it. I had one more slide. That was basically, the last slide of what's going on. So while I got y'all here, let me run this shit. God damn it, we got ads around this bitch. We do have ads around this bitch. I got shit that I try to get off. Niggas been hitting me up talking about, say, bro, you got a platform and you don't even fuck with her like that, bro. God damn. I said, nigga, I don't got about eight niggas and then damn, nigga, what the fuck you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, W energy. You feel what I'm saying? You might be tired of drinking coffee. Coffee might got you geeked up on the floor, sloppy like Joe. You understand? Clean energy, formula designed for focus, clarity, and real performance. No jitters, no sugar, no BS. Just smooth, powerful energy that hits different. So whether you're gaming late night, creating content, or chasing your goals, pushing through that 9 to 5, W's got the fuel you need to stay in the zone and crush it. Use my code MONUMENTAL at checkout and get 10% off your order, because your mind deserves to stay trill in the best way possible. Support the grind, support the movement, stay locked in. Mind your mental. Grab yours now at W.com. You can get that. Use my coupon code 10% off. It's gonna keep get a little. You know what I'm saying? I'm that's why I'm here right now. I'm tired of shit. I've been at work since 5:30 in the morning. How do you think I'm still talking and studying this shit? W energy. Shout out to him. Now, Trill World Order. My strange news show. We'll be back soon. I got some strange news for y'all. We got to talk about a bunch of shit such as sperm racing, and some other shit. The topics I got lined up. That is my strange news show where I kick it back, and I'm gonna start doing those live, because I think that'll give us a chance to have a conversation, and it'll be able to bring y'all in on this world that I get into when I get off of here. I don't be nowhere else but on the game, taking care of my babies and finding strange news to talk about. So I would love to share my hobby of strange news with y'all, and that's called the Trill World Order. So defy the norm on that. Also, if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I repeat, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and if you need some furniture, goddamn, not furniture, but furniture, the furniture of the furniture. If you need some furniture restored, one-of-one furniture restoration, don't throw it out. Give us a shout. There's a QR code attached to everything that I do. So take your phone, wave your hands in the sky, and wave them side to side. You feel what I'm saying? So that QR code is going to send you directly to the page where that is at. Go holler at my big bro at this email down below. You understand me? Don't throw it out. Give us a shout. One-of-one furniture restoration. What else I got? Also, Substack. If you don't know what Substack is another. This is like a social platform for people who like to the old school style blog, blog types of shit like that. I'll be on there talking about some. I might take my keynotes out of here and post them over there. Certain things I might, put a summary of why this is important, why that's important, and put it over there. So if you like to read, if you want to get more to the mind of Trill Pill and how I, analyze this shit of what's going on around us, Substack is available. put your phone up to the QR code if you got me on the big screen. I will be cutting the camera on too. I'm trying to buy the right camera. I don't want to use this foggy ass laptop camera. I'm tired of this shit. My shit must be quiet. The camera will be on, and you ladies will be able to see my handsome face once again. Especially once my beard grow back out, because I have to shave it down. But once the beard grow back out a little bit, you know what I'm saying, I will be back on camera, and I will be taking personal video calls if you want the Trill Pill personally. Ladies only. Anyway, is that it? I think that's it. That is all she wrote for the Siege on Truth. You know, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Now I gotta go eat some cabbage because I'm hungry in a bitch now. I done talked myself into an appetite. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it, man. I appreciate it. Now I'm just rambling, so I'm about to get up off here. What's my slogan? Is monumental to be monumental. Shout out to the beautiful Alicia B. God damn it. Goddamn. Caramel Fairy Tale. Alicia B. The butterfly. Shout out to Nurse K. Very beautiful. Nurse K. Shout out to all the ladies out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there, but I don't give a fuck about you rusty ass niggas. The ladies have shown me the most love. The ladies support my content more than anything else, so they have another home to come to. When you niggas is acting up, they will be here. They will be here at the goddamn Trill Pill Digital, whatever the fuck this is. I'm gone. I got cabbage to get to, cornbread to get to, deliciously buttered. You understand me? And I will be back soon. Make sure that y'all take y'all ass. Before I get out, I'm trying to make sure I fit all this in. I need to get these parts playing too. Make sure y'all take y'all ass over to the Trill Pill Digital page and subscribe if you don't know. All right, we're gonna show you the Trill Pill Digital page because niggas feel like I gotta put it in layman's terms for niggas, and I understand that. I don't have no problems with that. So here we are. This is in the near future. This is where all my content will be. This is where it's pretty much been. So I got all type of shit over here. You can see Trill Pill Digital. We got this shit over here, Cloud Over Culture, Trill Spill with Trill Pill, Video Game Therapy, Trill World Order, some more shit. Just content for you to binge. I got bingeable content. We got tampon trapping down here, all type of shit. We just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta come over here and see what the fuck I got going on, man. I think I gotta do a better job at marketing. I gotta start invading niggas' pages and doing some clout chasing shit, even though I'm not clout chasing. But I gotta start doing some shit that'll grab niggas' attention and be like, hey, bitch, I got something over here for you to see. You understand me? Yeah. So got plenty of that shit too. And then that's about it. Other than that, man, I'm gone, man. Y'all have a good night. Hope y'all got something to eat. Hope y'all made some money today. I'm about to stretch it out. Go around my house butt naked and drink juice out the goddamn jar. Eat my carrots because I can motherfucking do that. And that's about it. I'm gone. I'm gone, man. Monumental to be monumental. Stay trilling here, most of all. Stay mentally trill. I think Strugs brought us in. Strugs going to take us out. Long live C. Strugs. Shout out to everybody out there on the cliffside, man. Shout out to Dallas, Texas, and everybody else all far in between. I'm gone.
I don't expect these niggas to try to let me in. I don't expect these niggas to show me any love. These niggas show me any motherfucking love. You niggas just gonna have to get with it. I'm not trying to get it. You niggas have to get with it, dog. We from the bottom where they don't make it. You want the money, you may have to take it. You wanna race, I'm just trying to trace it. I'm full speed, homie, no way. They want me dead, but I'm living. I can tell these pussy niggas get with it. They want me dead, but I'm living. I can tell these pussy niggas get with it. From the concrete, the back streets and dirt roads, I arose full bloom like a lost rose. Really a lost soul, gang banging fast hoes. Chasing a high, can't seem to find, living cruise control. Motivated by the haters and these fraudulent hoes. OG told me fall back and let that paper roll. I'm out the way chasing that cake, clinging on my face. Like every day my birthday, I just want the cake. Living in this world fucked up and thinking bad. Making mistakes back to back, got me on my ass. But I'm back full blast on these haters' ass. Dealer nigga gon' need a pass when I get that bag. I'm focused, speeding, going fast like the Flash. Feel like a million-yard dash just to get the cash. Ain't no stopping me, I'm going foot down on the mash. Ain't no stopping me, I'm going foot down on the mash. Yeah, we from the bottom where they don't make it. You want the money, you may have to take it. You wanna race, I'm just trying to trace it. I'm full speed, homie, no way. They want me dead, but I'm living. I can tell these pussy niggas get with it. They want me dead, but
I appreciate this opportunity, my nigga, for real.
I can tell these pussy niggas
What up, cuz? Yeah, I came up from nothing, gotta make a living.